Oh my god, the second richest country in the world is Nigeria. And they have no debt.
How did you find that out?
I went to the atlas at the top left and I just sorted by treasury. Dude, Nigeria would make a fantastic colony if they're that self-sufficient. They have a population of 136 million. My budget is more like even than it's been for most of the game. Like I'm getting my spending and my taxation a lot better. Make sure to check in on your spending and make sure you don't have anything way above 100% because that's just unnecessary.
Like right now I've been pretty stable at like my inflation's at like 2%. My employment's been at like 6% for a good while now, so my economy is pretty stabilized.
My economy's stable, but my treasury still needs improvement. Wow, yeah, your inflation and everything's real healthy. My inflation is it's at 4.8%, which isn't a bad... inflation in this game is also economic growth. They tied the two things directly into each other. But yours is very, very healthy. Mine is... I'm kind of maintaining mine where it is because I keep building more rubber, and the more rubber I build, the more money injected into my economy, the more inflation goes up, the more unemployment goes down. I'm just trying to keep unemployment above 3%. I'm not really paying attention to inflation too much because that's actually not that important of a stat in this game. I mean, it's important, but it's not important in the ways you might think.
It's important, but you also just don't want it to get that high. Yeah, unemployment is what I'm pretty much focusing on too. I don't want it to drop down too low.
I need to start making like rail lines around my nation or something in places that need rail lines anyway. My inflation's actually starting to go down even with more rubber being produced. That's probably because of how good my domestics are now that I think about it. More population coming in means less overall inflation because more individuals getting involved in your economy. Yeah, every year I'm gaining millions and millions of population.
Yeah, I'm actually losing people.
No, you're not losing people. So you have more emigration than immigration, but your births, like your birth rate is even higher than mine.
8 million.
I wonder if that means some of your spending is like really high or something. Another rubber plantation is finished. 2 more are still being made. I should probably make more. I'm sure the demand is there. Yep, I'm gonna make another 2 plants. The nice thing about making these plants is that they actually generate supply. Maybe not the plants themselves, but the industrial complexes that they're built on generate supply. I'm also going to start getting rid of some roads that are built going out to nowhere that I just don't need. I'll start tearing those down because roads are really, really expensive in this game. And honestly, if you had your entire nation built on rails, you could save hundreds of millions of dollars of like a month, a year. I don't know how long, but you could save a lot. I'm not going to redo my whole infrastructure. I'm going to leave roads going that are actually connecting places, but like unnecessary roads that just lead out to nowhere. That's what I'm looking at getting rid of. Just as a tip in case you're looking at getting rid of stuff like that as well.
Oh, well, yeah, I already see one spot right here. Connects me to India.
Some of them are unnecessary in the game, but in real life, they connect to real life locations that just aren't represented in the game. I've already gotten rid of hundreds of miles of roads, and I've already saved like, I think the amount is per year, but like 10, 20 million per year already. One neat thing you can note about selling stuff too, if you want to go more conservative, like I go with taxes, I go pretty socialist and I just max the taxes out because the game lets you do that. But your people have to be able to buy things anyway, so it's a way to kind of min-max production, but a lot of your income actually comes from your people buying goods that you sell them. So you can kind of min-max there as well in the long run. But that fucks with their happiness as well. And currently we're playing democracies, meaning the happiness stat actually kind of matters to us. And sadly, the only way to change your government is, as a democracy, is to fail an election. And then you can have a coup and turn it into a dictatorship. I'm placing down some rail lines now. Another tip with building rail lines and roads is avoid building bridges. Bridges are just unnecessarily expensive. On one of my islands, the island with rubber, transportation's terrible because roads only connect north to south on east and west sides. There's no roads going east to west, so I'm building a railroad that connects the southern end of the island. But I'm leaving the road systems in place because it seems to work pretty fine once they're on the roads. It's just getting between them. I'm tempted to connect the center of the island too. Yeah, I mean, I can. Just railroads, those are pretty cheap. Guess I'll go ahead and do that. Just have a fucking rail line going right down the center of the island. And then the north already seems to be pretty well infrastructured on Malaysia's side anyway, for the most part. All the rest of my islands have pretty good road-based infrastructure. Agriculture does this all the time. It's no longer profitable to sell. It's actually more profitable to buy it than it is to make it.
Oh, yeah.
Usually this is where me and Dema started buying in bulk just a fuck ton of agriculture. Also, this is a good place to tell the AI, hey dude, stop selling agriculture when it's not profitable. Thank you. Don't sell it at a markdown. You're hurting my fucking profits. See, I didn't remember that because it had just been so long since I've last played this game. And that's when you just start setting the prices how you want. So higher agriculture prices can make you more money, but lower agriculture prices actually make you your population happier, and they make them like you more. Lowering them is also a good way to increase your population.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did right now. I just lowered the domestic price and I killed the production.
I'm keeping the production to meet 100% of demand, but I got the domestic price at like 45% markup. I have it locked off. I'm not selling any more of it now. Try to maintain profits there. I can buy more, but that more requires like bulk money, and I'm slowly running out of money. I see you do not have the same issue. I'm pretty sure that's just because my spending is overall higher. I just slashed my family subsidy in half because I want to get a just completely profitable situation going now, because it's in reach. The ability to make this profitable is in reach, and family subsidy is a less important thing that does take up a good amount of money. It's important for your population, but my population growth is fine.
Ooh, 70. I have 70% war justification towards Sri Lanka.
Oh, you've been building it up this whole time? Make sure to stage your units in advance. Don't declare war until you're literally on their sea border ready to land. It's going to be an interesting place to invade. They only have one port for you to land at if you're not doing an amphibious assault with amphibious units. Be careful with that, because it's probably going to be harder than it looks. You need like a good, large, crack team of elite units to be able to capture that port to keep supplies coming in. Since I went ahead and halved my family subsidy, I also just went ahead and completely got rid of my property tax. Yeah, my economy is stabilizing real well. My inflation's going right down due to my constant trickle of population. And now my lack of spending.
My employment is at 4.7, so I'm kind of worried about really billing much less of anything else.
Your unemployment's at a healthy rate. As long as you don't start building 20 fucking hydro dams, you know, build one thing at a time, you'll be fine. Totally not quoting what Dema did in our Cold War playthrough.
Funny thing is, I used to play like that too when I first started. I'm like, oh, go build crazy, and then I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah, this is a game where you just have to take things slow. I'm getting non-aggression with Egypt, by the way, and line of sight with Saudis. Also, line of sight with Iraq. Nice. My relations over there have just been slowly improving, I guess. Also, look for treaties like free trade, because things like free trade and free flow of labor force, these have very small effects on your country. Like, free trade gives you a very, very tiny economic boost, but it is a way to help your country nonetheless.
Yeah, every treaty I do, I always put in free trade and free flow.
They're what I like to call the friendship treaties. I have a balanced budget, but I'm maintaining at a very low point.
Yeah, mine's about 100,000-ish.
We're almost through 2020, though. Hey.
We made it. 4.6, 4.6.
And no corona.
Oh god, can you imagine if they made a version of this game with the coronavirus?
No. Bad. US and Russia right now are tied for the biggest military bar on the map. US has taken the full brunt of the MILCAT penalty, though. But who's gonna attack the US? Nobody.
Mexico.
Oh yeah, that went so well the first time. Getting a non-aggression pact with the Saudis now as well. I'm not going to progress any further than the friendship treaties with Afghanistan, assuming that you plan on taking them over.
Yes, I need living space. Lebensraum.
Ah, yes, a bunch of shitty desert. That's the best living space. Have you taken a look at the population map of the game? If you go to the bottom right, you can enable the population map and see how densely packed the world is.
Oh yeah, it's pretty red.
You can see most of Russia is empty. Even places where you can live in Russia is like empty. They have a lot of living space up there. Now, here's a question we have to establish. Are we going for mutual defense with anyone in the Middle East?
That is a very good question. I guess it depends how far Israel gets. I don't want to get dragged.
I can go mutual defense with Egypt and Saudi Arabia right now.
Well, I mean, we could. If Israel declares war on either one of them, I mean, at least we would have a... well, not a significant force to take them, but at least we could probably hold up against them while they're busy in Egypt. But them against Egypt would be a fight.
Yeah, Egypt isn't necessarily a pushover.
I don't think they would push them over with a steamroll. That for Saudi Arabia either. So I think, yeah, at this point we'd be okay to do a mutual defense pact.
Can you get this with any of these countries?
Yes, I can. I can get it with Egypt. And let me see if I can get it with Saudi. Yep, I can.
Alright, then let's get mutual defenses with Saudi Arabia and Egypt. And hopefully we can get full alliances with the both of them. Interesting little... If Israel attacked anyone, it would probably be Jordan or Iraq.
Yeah, just on Egypt's sheer size, I don't think they'd attack them.
Ah, they still might. Who knows? I mean, they're bordering. Shit happens when you border. That eastern segment of Egypt would fall like Play-Doh, but... once you get to the urban part of it along the Nile, it would be a lot harder. I think I'll build a little bit more railways because I have some places that are still just unconnected to anything. I just noticed I have some fucking oil derricks. That's really funny because I don't even have the technology to build oil derricks.
God, I didn't even have Marines researched. I'm not talking about an amphibious landing. I don't even have Marines.
Yeah, you don't need amphibious units in order to pull that invasion off. You just need to land at that dock of Negombo. But the thing is, you need to take that dock over if you want to maintain your landings and also keep supplies coming in. That, or you could aerial land somewhere more remote and try to take over a little town and rely on that production. Island countries like Sri Lanka are very hard to invade because of that.
I never understood how to do an air assault.
You need air transports, and then you need to have units like infantry that can be transported via air. You have to have them at the same air base, load them up, and then send them over. It's a micro-heavy process. It's not something you can automate. The AI doesn't know how to do it. I'll give you helicopter design applications for everything else that you have.
Wow, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
All hail the Muslim countries. And China, maybe.
And China, maybe China.
And maybe,
God,
yeah,
I'm
maybe
still
China.
not all that friendly with them.
Yeah, I'm just neutral with them. If I start buying text from them, they'll like me more, but for now, I just don't want them to hate us. Because they probably have the most potential of any country right now. Even if their military doesn't quite match the US or Russia just yet. But hey, I got upgraded coal generation. Yay, now I'm finally researching military production level 6. That's just going to take a year. I'm probably going to get rid of some oil production plants overall. I don't need as much as I have anywhere near it. And the less oil I'm using on electricity, the more oil I can sell. And oil sells, honestly, for more than electricity does. My land by Papua New Guinea has absolutely no roads or rails at all. Like, literally zero. There's nothing there. It's all just jungle. Oh, dude, there's huge demand for uranium in the world. Wow. Russia and the US alone are both importing 100,000 units of it, like, a day. That is definitely an opportunity. Unfortunately, I have no uranium in my country.
Yeah, I just built up another uranium mine and another ore mine.
I guess I'll place some more rubber plantations down, another 2. It's growing slowly. I'm using, like, the less valuable hexes first, for some reason, but I'm focusing on my border with Malaysia to just build up a whole bunch. That way, you know, when I actually invade Malaysia, I have a bunch of supplies gathered in that area, so I can just push on Kuching, get onto their road network, and then push all the way up northeast, this whole chunk of this big island they have, the island of Borneo, I think.
Now, what would you say the recommended caucus belly would be?
70.
70? Oh, okay.
You'll still take a hit, but that's as high as you can get it by supporting opposition. Oh, Trump's gone.
Uh-oh. Biden's in?
No, Arnold Eastwood. Arnold Eastwood is now the leader of the United States.
Oh, dear Lord.
Putin's still there, though. How did Trump not get reelected in this game when he's literally clearly spending as much as he possibly can on internal policies? Spending internally is the way to win every election in this game.
They cheated. It was rigged.
Oh no, you're right. I have another technology for you. And you have more for me. Nudge. Nudge.
Nudge.
Nudge. Nudge. I'm giving back. You know how much I taught you about helicopters? I literally taught you how to defy physics. What's the rest of this worth? Tanks? Yeah, I'd make a tank out of boxes. They did that in World War I. I'm teaching you how to defy physics. Where's the real value here? Oh man, I could build 4 on this hex. Whew. Pumping out condoms all day. The problem with trying to make someone like China like you is if you want to do it with money by supporting their ruling party, for example, it's really expensive because they're a very large country. We're in 2021, baby!
Sweet!
Are you capable of getting mutual defense with UAE?
Let me go check.
Because I can, and it's another one of these countries. Alright, you want to go ahead and get mutual defense with them?
Yep, let's do it.
Oh man, I opened it up and I watched our relations actually get a little bit worse. I didn't even do anything. Oh, there's a war. The Democratic Republic of Congo has declared war on Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo is winning that, hands down. I'm just gonna acknowledge that. I'm not supporting either side. Yeah, the Democratic Republic of Congo has like 67 million population compared to Congo, which has like a little under 4 million. There's no way Congo's winning this. Neither of them are very militarized, but in the long run, Democratic Republic of Congo is going to win that. I didn't expect that to be the next war. I'll say that. Hopefully this just keeps stimulating demand, though.
Yep.
My population's high enough, I can pretty much do almost anything with my economy right now. It's just money. Money is the limiting factor. Do you have your rubber industry locked off? Because I'm confused, because you're on the exporter list for rubber, meaning your minister is selling some of your rubber.
Oh shit. I could have sworn I took care of that, but apparently not.
He's selling more of your rubber than I'm even selling rubber.
Oh shit. Thanks for pointing that out, God.
Now I am the 3rd largest rubber exporter. Only Japan and Malaysia beat me. There's no way Japan is making money exporting their rubber. I can sell it for way cheaper. The actual amounts of rubber that are needed in the world is really low, so I don't know how long just pumping out rubber is going to stay profitable. As opposed to oil, which as the population of places like the US grows, the demand for it only increases. Building another 4 rubber plantations though, because there is still demand, and I'm one of the only countries that can meet it, so might as well go and try to meet it. What do you think the next war is going to be?
Oh god. That one completely took me by random.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
I don't know. Maybe, if I want to guess, maybe in South America somewhere?
Really? Maybe.
Oh, Congo lost.
Congo's dead. Democratic Republic. So literally, they just had to take over the fucking capital across the river from their border. Their capital. And the rest of the country just folded in on itself. At this point, I'm just gonna cut literally the rest of the money that's going into family subsidy to try to just improve my finances a little bit. I can almost get a full alliance with Egypt.
I do kind of want to switch to nuclear power.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've already got one building.
I usually don't go nuclear power in this. It's definitely really, really space efficient, though. It is the most space efficient option there is. Very good if you're a tiny country, or you want to hide away all your power somewhere no one can reach it. I'm making friends with a lot of the Muslim countries in northern Africa now. Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. I'm just getting some friendship treaties set up. It really sucks to be a pair of Muslim countries in a world where all the strongest countries don't like Muslims.
Yeah, but we'll show them.
Oh man, the milk cap penalty is really hurting the US. I haven't done anything regarding them, and they haven't done anything, but I have like 50% casus belli towards them. I'm on the other side of the fucking world. The milk cap penalty really stacks up. You remember what the milk cap penalty is, right?
Remind me?
So when you have either the highest active army, like the active forces, which you can sort on the military tab of the regional atlas, or the most amount of military fabrication sites, or both, then you get a penalty towards your diplomacy, your relations with pretty much everybody. It doesn't affect your allies too much, your formal allies. They seem to be okay with it. But everyone else, and casus belli is just generated against you. Just non-stop. So being the number one owner of like the number one military in this game actually makes the entire world just kind of hate you, which is accurate. Honestly, it's annoying, but it's accurate. Think about how much of the country hates the US for no reason other than that it's strong. Countries that have never even seen the US do anything in their country. There's also a smaller version of that as well, where if a country is vastly weaker than you, even if you're not number one, then your relations will still suffer.
Because you're just stronger than them.
Yeah, and they don't like that. Alright, I'm building 8 more fucking rubber plants, because all my other ones finished building. And that's my entire, like, northwest border with Malaysia over on Borneo.
When you take over a nation and colonize it, you can also build in their territory as well, right?
Yeah, but they also build themselves. You can tell them to build certain things, though. But they still function like a regular country. I'm gifting Egypt some food to try to go for that full alliance, so we can finally have our first ally. Alright, I think I'm getting the full alliance with Egypt. Our first ally!
Nice.
And looks like that's it. Yep, new alliance formed. Egypt and Indonesia. We have our first, like, normal ally. Well, I do. You might have to try a little to get it, but now that I'm allies with them, and you, that should help you over time with narrowing the relations. Also, another reason I wanted to do this is because they had a lot of money, and when you're low on money, your allies throw money at you. And I can use that money to get more allies. So now I'm going to go for Saudi Arabia. Looks like rising populations has made food profitable enough to sell again, though. At least for now.
So did you sell it to them, or did you just gift it?
Oh no, I was just giving them shit. That's it. I was just throwing shit at them.
What would you call this alliance? The National Muslim Coalition?
Fuck, I don't know. Muslim World Unite. Let's go, Allah. We still gotta get the Saudis in, though. These aren't the strongest countries, but these are two, for their region, relatively good countries. They're pretty wealthy. They have good resources. And if we can get Saudi in it as well, that'd be fantastic. And because we'd be allied with both of them, they'd be encouraged to become allies with each other eventually. I just sold them military goods, and I'm now going to use their money to make them like me. And bam, new alliance formed. I'm now allies with Egypt, you, and the Saudis. I just picked up whatever tech Saudi Arabia and Egypt had that I didn't have. You know, except for the new stuff that came after, but yeah. Egypt just gave me another like 5 bill because I kept spending it on buying tech from them and sending it to them. This is why allies are nice to have, especially rich allies. This is why having Nigeria as an ally would be interesting. And I can get mutual defense with Bahrain. Huh, should we go get mutual defense with Bahrain?
Go for it.
Are you capable of doing that?
Oh shit, I don't even have any treaties with them.
Oh
So
shit.
more than likely not.
I'll hold off then.
But I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I might get it. Non-aggression pact.
I can also get it with Iraq, a non-aggression pact anyway.
I can get it.
The mutual defense?
Pay for it. Yeah.
Alright, let me know when you got it. Ooh, I can get mutual defense with Iraq, but I kind of don't want that.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Because I think Israel. Well, Israel's next door to 2 of our allies already. But
Yeah.
but Iraq is kind of the weakest link over here.
Yeah.
Are you still setting up to do an invasion of Sri Lanka, or are you turning your attention at all?
No, I'm still setting it up.
My credit rating is soon to hit 100%, and I haven't even paid off a lot of my debt. In fact, it looks like we've been moving through 2021. I've actually refinanced a lot of my bonds, and they've gone down from like 6% to 4 point something percent. I'm getting 12 building now, 12 rubber plants. What, you think that's excessive, huh? You're the one eating all my rubber. Buying it off the market. Where do you think it comes from? Indonesians worked hard for you to have that rubber. Do you know how many STIs we've prevented? Now Saudi Arabia just sent me like 7 billion. Look at the bros coming in to help. This is why I love allies. I mean, it drives my allies into debt, but I'm in debt. Fuck you. Oh yeah, dude, selling food is becoming more and more profitable over time. It's kind of crazy. Even turning on my production and starting to sell it on the world market hasn't slowed it down. It's just the growing populations. China, India, and the US are importing nations, and they desperately need their fix. I'm actually sending you a deal for once that's favorable to you. Like, this is an actual trade where I'm sending more value than you're sending me.
Alright, I humbly accept.
And here's one that's not as good. Oh my god, war justification towards the USA is now like 58%. Tensions are just slowly building up due to shit like the milk cap penalty. But again, who's gonna attack the US? I don't think Russia or China would take advantage of that. One thing the modern day scenario of this game does weird is it doesn't put Greece or France in NATO. I don't understand that.
I've noticed that too.
And they've redone this scenario non-stop, like every year since 2016 through 2020. Because the developers went like Trump crazy and they had to keep updating it because they wanted to update it with how they thought Trump was going to start World War III and destroy everything. Literally, did you notice half the scenarios of this game are Trump?
I saw it.
These developers went Trump
Rising and all
crazy. Oh my god. They have 2 of them called Trump Rising. They have one called Are We Great Yet? They have so many. And the funniest thing about loading any of these up is that if you actually compare the situations in those scenarios to real life, it could not be further from the truth. And they were confronted about that a few years ago. And in one of their dev blogs, what they said was, I mean, this is just how everyone thought the world was gonna be. You thought we were gonna be at war with Russia and China and that all of NATO would just hate the US and like, where did you get any of this from? And why is it half of your scenarios now? They had to keep updating the regular world one just so you had an updated one that was actually semi-accurate, rather than just everyone hates the US scenario.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia is going to take a good while.
Yeah, I had to throw billions of dollars at them, quite frankly.
Well, maybe they'll come to me through foreign alliance.
Not very likely, but you know, anything's possible. Hey man, I did it with my little teeny tiny money amount. You can do it. And if you can't do it, Egypt will probably send you some money.
Oh boy, I'm tied in the election next year with the Labour Party. That's not good.
Yeah, you might want to increase some sort of domestic spending. Like, make sure your health care can reach 100, or your education. Family subsidy is a big one they like. Law enforcement. Cultural subsidy. Environment. Turn on social assistance if you desperately need to. I still can't believe that I'm only the 5th largest producer of rubber. Clearly, in natural rubber, I'm the 2nd, but damn. The prices are still going up, though. So even though I'm raising production, it's not major enough that it's causing any kind of revolution price-wise. I'm gonna go start placing some more down, but on a different island, so all my eggs aren't in one basket. Got another 6 building. I will become the rubber king. Fuck it, let's make another 2. Fuck 6, we're making 8. Fuck you, Malaysia, I don't even need you. I am the king of rubber. Who needs Trojan when you have Indonesian brand condoms?